January 29th, we're at Granny's house and Aunt Betty's visiting. Mom and Dad. Very pregnant Carrie, eating. Woody, and me. Okay. And Micah, who's on the computer, of course. Okay. Is that going to stay? Tell us a little about your childhood growing up.
You want to come
Your childhood growing up.
Just about your childhood growing up.
Oh my goodness.
Well, we were left at home, the two of us, and we did fight. And,
Yeah.
of course, I was the youngest, and I thought that Leona should do my chores, and I didn't, so we got into a lot of trouble.
We did.
But we had a good time.
Did you always live in the same place? Wait, did you always live in
Yes. You mean after
Evergreen?
we were born, yeah.
the same great-granddaddy's old house in
Right,
Evergreen?
we never moved. Never moved.
And what were all the nicknames for everybody?
Well, I think, let's see, Dorothy was Sis, and Edward was Putty.
Buddy.
Putty? Oh, Buddy.
And Virgil was Snow, and this was, well, Daddy called her Monkey, and Edward and Virgil called her Doodle.
Granny was called Doodle?
Doodle. And I was Baby.
Why
Daddy
Monkey?
had a nickname for everybody. It didn't matter if they were family or not. He was good at nicknames.
It did.
Called Gerald Snout, you remember?
Called what? Who?
He
What?
called Gerald Snout. All his life.
Was
But
it?
He called me sweetheart.
Sweetheart.
Betsy too, I think.
Probably, yeah. He was a sweetheart. One of a kind.
Yeah.
But we had to, we would do things together, like, years ago, you had to take your mattresses out and sun them, and when the weather was pretty, and we'd start out with a mattress, and Leona would get tickled, and she couldn't hold one thing. She just got lifeless when she got tickled. But that's one thing I remember. We'd have so much fun, and then, of course, the next minute we'd be fighting. Daddy didn't discipline much, but Mama was good at it.
Tell us about, because Granny always used to say you were the first to have a, what was it? Indoor toilet or something? There was something that you were the first in town to have or something.
Well, yes, yeah, I guess so. Well, Daddy drew a pension, which people out in the country didn't have any income except when they sold their crops. But Daddy drew a little pension, and I think Mama spent it just to see.
That's where I get it from.
Yeah.
I inherited that.
And she had, I remember we had a gas refrigerator, and I think we had the first electric refrigerator. But you know what? We didn't have electricity. I mean, it was years, we couldn't get it out there. But she had the gas refrigerator, which somebody else had. People had ice boxes right there. And I guess ours is in the well behind the house. There was a big well behind the house, and when Mama got ready to get rid of something, it went in the well. And there's just telling it the things that went in that well, like old ice boxes that today, would have been valuable. We had beautiful Aladdin lamps. You remember those?
Yeah.
I guess they're in the well too. But you didn't have storage. You didn't have storage rooms. You didn't have closets. We didn't have closets in the house. I told Karen that we didn't have them because we didn't have many clothes. A few clothes we had, we could hang them on the back of the door. But the house is that old didn't have closets. But
Shift road.
yeah, we had shift road. Yeah. Could hang a few things in. But as I said, we didn't have many clothes to hang like they do now.
What did great-granddaddy and great-grandma do?
Excuse me. Daddy drove the school bus for years. And what'd you see through that?
Two beautiful women.
He farmed, I guess, for years. And because we had to do a little field work, and I wouldn't do that.
Did y'all have a big farm? I don't remember there being a farm. I mean, I know it was all
He
farm
grew
land.
cotton, corn, peanuts, and
Oh, I didn't know that.
we had to go to the field. I remember one time corn. You had to pull corn by hand back then. But Daddy let Leona drive the tractor, which had the trailer behind it with corn, and that just crushed me. I mean, she always had the easiest jobs. And anyway, she got to drive the tractor. Of course, she was older, you know. And one time, I probably told you about this, Mama, we had to get up in the mornings and Leona would fix biscuits and I'd wash dishes. And one morning I said, I'm going to do the biscuits and you can wash dishes. That was the biggest mess. I don't remember this much dough. And back then you had those, we called it slop cans. It was what you had your garbage out of the kitchen and you kept it to feed the hogs. So she helped me slip the dough in that slop can. I never mentioned biscuits anymore. But I always thought she had the easy job. But anyway, he drove a school bus, and after that he quit farming. He had raised cattle. He quit that too.
I didn't know he had
Mama made
cattle.
him quit all that. He loved chickens. You know, he had chickens and turkeys and.
I remember the chicken house.
Yeah.
I've seen a picture of it, but I don't remember.
Now that was a smokehouse, Karen, wasn't it?
Yeah, but there was a chicken
Yeah.
house.
Yeah.
Because I remember chickens in it.
Well,
When I was little.
yeah.
What did you say?
He needs some more drink.
Waiter?
Yeah,
Oh.
exactly.
But anyway, we always had a good living. We had plenty to eat, and we thought we had a horrible time, but I guess we were all
What
right.
about the whipping?
Oh yeah. Daddy, we had to bring wood for the fireplace from we called it the wood pile. And we went out to get it. I think the ground was frozen and Mama always tried to make us wear shoes and we wouldn't, so we went out and we got in trouble about that. And then, excuse me, we got to spitting on each other. I don't know who started, probably this one. And he told us to stop. And I'd whine, you know, we'd tell on each other. So we went, Daddy said, I want to stop right now. We went out the door to get some more wood, and I just spit a big lump right in her back. I was determined to get the last spit. And then he took us out behind the garage and whipped us with his belt. And I think, to my knowledge, that's the only time he has ever whipped us.
Yeah.
And he said it just about killed him, and I'm sure it did, after you have children, you know. But then he said he looked out and he saw us with our pants down comparing marks.
Oh, no.
And he said he felt better about that. And Leona had a V, a perfect V on her. But now Mama she didn't hesitate to discipline. But Daddy, I guess she had it to do because Daddy wouldn't do it. He was too soft-hearted. But,
Were you two the ones that were in trouble all the time, or what about the other
Yeah.
three?
well, you know, I don't remember Dorothy being at home. She married when she was 15.
No.
Oh, she did? I didn't know
And
that.
didn't want to. I do remember Virgil a little bit, but Virgil and Edward went off to college somewhere. And then she left me, and I showed her. I up married to get away. But no, I guess, I don't remember the others being at home. But we did everything together, made our entertainment.
Yeah.
But, you know, back then there was no entertainment.
What kind of things did you do? Did you play games or
We played,
have little
yeah,
things
just
to
like
play with?
kid and paper dolls. I think I played them till I was
Slide down metal roofs.
We did love paper, huh?
Did y'all slide down metal roofs and stuff too?
Oh,
I did.
yes. Well, you just, as I said, you had to create your entertainment back then. We'd go in the woods and slide down the hills and you know, I would be afraid for my kids to do that now. I mean, it would be so dangerous to me. In fact, I'd be afraid for them to get away from the house. But back then it was safe. Yeah, after Mama would wash, the weekly wash, you know, we had wash tubs outside. We'd get in the tub, get a good bath, and just play and have the best time.
Have a good time.
And they made us work, Dana made us work in the field a little bit, and I just hated it. I don't think you disliked it so much, but I would just cry and beg to go to the house.
We've heard those
You
stories.
got to.
Oh, I just hated it. I
Yeah.
still do.
Haven't we heard those stories?
Yes.
Granny would tell us how you always used to cry and get out
I
of
just hate the field. But anyway, that was what we did at home. And when we'd get in from school in the afternoons, we would have to change our clothes. Excuse me. And get in our little work clothes and go to the field. Hang our dresses up. Of course, you wore them 2 days then, you know, you had to be real careful because you didn't have washing machines. And you had your Sunday dress, church dress, but Mama sewed. She did beautiful work, so we always had nice clothes. Didn't have a lot of them. We had all we needed, I'm sure. But anything you want to say? You remember anything I know?
I guess you said, I said it.
Yeah, that about covers it, doesn't it?
So basically, you all were the troublemakers of the family.
Yeah, I think deep down she
You
was.
all were the
We
troublemakers
all
of the
always said
family.
that talk.
Yeah, you're trouble.
We had a piano, and Mama would tell us to do something, and I'd run, play the piano. And Leona would get so mad, ooh, and then of course she'd tell Mama and that I
She's
should have
always,
but I was on the piano after she ordered us to do something.
she was always.
I never forgot that. Yeah.
Well, tell us more about great granddaddy and great grandma.
Well, there's just I don't know. Well, you know, we're too old. I
Well,
remember.
we were looking at pictures the other day, and on the back of every picture there was a whole story.
I know.
And Mom said that was how great grandmama was.
That's
It was
true.
that she would write on everything.
She did. She wrote on everything. She wrote on the wall in her bedroom.
Yeah.
Lots
All
of
over.
dates and
Whoa.
things, you know, that I guess it was pine. Anyway, she had writings all over the
I
wall.
wish I could get back in there.
And you know, Karen, she has a diary that she kept.
I heard you.
She
Now,
does?
Jolene's got it if you want to read it. It is something else. She would say, went to church today, old Mother Stacy did so and so. She'd write it just like
It's like the
she taught. But you'll have to ask Jolene for that. She's got it. Dorothy had it. But that covers Rhema Church. Everybody in it. So funny.
I've seen some of her writing in her Bible.
Yeah. She'd write all up and down the pages and sides.
sideways, crosswise, everywhere.
Yeah. But it was, we didn't have any, we had a good time together. We did a lot of fighting though, didn't we?
Yeah.
I guess being 2 years apart. But, I just expected her to do everything and let me, and another thing I wanted her to do, I didn't like schoolwork either. And, Mama wouldn't let Leona do my schoolwork, wouldn't let her help me. In fact, I wanted her to do it so I wouldn't have to do it. I can remember that. I just hated school. But I got out of it, didn't I?
Do you remember your great grandparents at all?
I vaguely remember Ma Riley and Papa Riley. Do you?
Yeah. Papa
I mean,
Riley.
it's just vague.
When you were little.
And well, I remember Grandpa Raines and Granny.
Mhm.
But Grandpa lived longer than Granny, so I just, he was around longer, and I remember him, just vaguely remember Granny. She was a tiny little, sweet little woman.
Did they live in Alabama
Oh,
too?
yeah.
Both sides?
Mhm.
Riley's and the Rain?
Well, you know, back then, Stephanie, you didn't have the way to get away from
Oh, that's
the
true.
community to find anybody. You may have just in the, not in the community, but close by. People didn't travel to find mates, so they married kinfolks and
Well, you know, it was just a few years ago that I learned that everybody around there was kin to us.
yeah.
And I remembered all these names and people
Yeah.
that Grandmama used to talk about like they were outsiders because they weren't our family.
That's
And then
right.
I found out just a few years ago they were all kin.
Mhm. And if they weren't in our family, they were bad. If they lived across the creek.
They were what, out here?
Oh,
But that's funny. I can always remember Mama putting somebody down rather than praise them. You just don't forget things like that. Finding fault,
Mm-hmm.
which is easy to do. But then after all those years, we come to find out these people were good. There's nothing wrong. We've been told they were bad, you know.
oh, me.
But anyway, it wasn't very exciting, but it was a good life.
Well, tell us about all 5 of the kids. When did they leave? What did they do, and everything?
Well, Dorothy married when she was 15, and she didn't go far from home. So she worked. I don't know if she was working when she married, but she went to work later at the Vanity Fair in Monroeville.
That's where
and-
Granddaddy worked, didn't he?
He did. He started out there. And Edward and Virgil, I don't know, did they marry before they went to college? They both went to Auburn, but they must have married before they went because they had their wives up there. I don't think Edward finished, though. He liked a little bit finishing. And of course, he moved away, you know, out of town. And
Where did they move?
he moved to Ohio.
Oh,
Edward
okay.
did, yeah. His first wife died with cancer. And Virgil lived in several different places. He worked in Mobile, and he was up here.
He was?
Tennessee. Uh-huh. Wasn't he? And then he settled in Dothan, and they were down there about, I guess, 40 years.
He was up here before we came.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, what did he do? What does he do?
He taught ag. I don't know what he did up here. He was an agricultural teacher.
Oh, he
But then
was?
when he settled in Dothan, he retired from State Farm.
Oh, okay. Yes, I know you. What about Uncle Edward?
He worked with a bus company. You might remember this better than I do. I may have got away from home so young I don't remember. In Ohio, and that's where Phil, was Phil born, I think. But anyway, that's where Phil settled.
That's where Philip
Yeah,
lives today, isn't it?
I don't know.
I think so.
And then he retired and came back to Evergreen, built a home, and died a few years later.
And what about you?
Philip's getting married
Me?
this year.
Oh, is he?
He is, he's a nice clown.
I think
Well, I
it's
hope
May.
it works out. Is the same girl? The
No.
girl?
Oh, I doubt it.
I had an email.
Oh, okay.
And
What about me? Honey?
Yes,
There's
what
nothing
about you?
interesting about my life.
Well, when did you leave home?
Oh, I left home when I was 16.
And Granny?
Granny was an old woman when she left one. No, she left home after she graduated. And went to...
Graduated high
Where'd you go to
school?
work? In Mobile. She graduated high school, and and then she went to Mississippi. That's where she met your granddaddy.
And what was in Mississippi?
Mentality.
Besides Granny.
Keesler Field. In the Keesler Field.
What is that?
Air Force.
It was Air Force.
Yeah,
Base.
she was the secretary,
Oh.
secretary or something down there.
And that's where you met Granddaddy? Well, how did you meet Granddaddy?
He came to work there, where I worked.
What did he do there? Was that after
Probably
World War
stationed
II?
there, wasn't
He was a soldier.
Baby, you're in the camera. Was it after he was in the war?
Yes.
And what was he doing there?
they? I guess they were just stationed there. I don't know. Oh.
You don't want to.
But what was he doing? I don't know.
He was,
I don't know what they did. I know they sent them to different bases. And,
officer supply training school, I think. He was one of the trainers.
yeah.
And he swept you off your feet?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
And then after Mississippi, where did you go?
Back to Alabama. Yeah.
Texas.
Texas.
Oh, was Texas after that? Is that where you were born, Mom? in Texas?
And Scott.
I live with his wife, and
What was in Texas?
Air Force.
Air Force stuff?
I even said, your daddy,
station.
He was sent there.
I couldn't hear. Oh, okay.
Didn't they close the field in Mississippi?
I think so. I
And
think
so they were relocated to Shepherd Air Force
Yeah.
Base, Texas.
And how long were you there?
Well, I
She
was going
remembers,
there
and I
and
sure
Scott
don't
was
know.
going there.
Yeah, you must have been there 2 years, yeah.
Then he got
Okay.
out.
Oh, he got out of the Air Force then. And then what?
Alabama. And he went to work at Vanity Fair, was that
mm-hmm,
after that, yeah. And then he gave up that position to go to seminary.
mm-hmm,
He had a good job. They lived in Monroe, that's right.
mm-hmm.
And he worked there, but he gave it up.
And when did he move? When did y'all move here? Tennessee?
In 1960.
What's that?
1960.
Was it
before
because
Steve
so
was born,
Granddaddy could
61.
go to school at UT?
Yes.
And he taught at
Oh,
UT.
yes.
I remember him telling me that.
Who, Mac?
Mm-hmm.
Oh, really? He taught at UT?
Yeah. That was part of the deal, I think
okay.
is what he said.
I did not know that.
What theology? What was it? Mother? I think that's it. And so that's how y'all wound up in Tennessee.
We'll him. We'll with him.
Mm-hmm.
Wasn't even one.
He accepted a church up here, so isn't
No, he came to go to school here.
Oh, okay,
And
okay. And that's he got a
Position,
he accepted
right.
the church, yeah.
About 6 months later.
What was that, Beach Road?
Beach Grove.
Oh.
He started out leading the singing.
Oh, yeah.
Oh. He was, how long was he at the church? About
32 years, I think.
32 years. That speaks well of him.
Well, tell us some more
Well,
about anything.
I just,
But empty.
I just remember, you remember Daddy had farm hands living on the place, and black people, and how much we enjoyed them, and we just loved the Coot and Frank and
Hot
Sister.
Shot. We saw a picture of Hot Shot.
Yeah.
We just had to be better we could be.
And we would go to Coot and Frank. They lived in a little house below Daddy's. And I had never seen anybody fry onions and eggs together. And we'd go down and visit with her. And she'd fry onions and eggs and have cornbread. And I'm going to tell you, that was the best food. To this day, it really is. I fixed it. And then she'd let us dip a little snuff. But Linda liked it pretty good too, didn't you? In fact, she got a bad weekend about it one day. Now, I kicked the habit right off. I didn't care about it too much.
Oh, really?
But you know, kids will do anything that they've seen somebody else do. And Virgil, he smoked since he was just a little bitty thing. He would, Mama said he would, you know, used to, back years ago, you sat on the front porch and visited when people would come over, and they'd toss the cigarettes out. And Daddy said that Virgil would pick them up with his toes and just keep walking. I mean, he was little. And you know, I think he still smokes. And he's 81. Blanche is 80, so he's 81.
He is? I
Or
didn't
maybe
realize
just
that.
turned 80, but he's 80, I know.
Because he was up here last year or the year before.
He was up
A
at,
couple years ago.
he was up to Mac's funeral.
He didn't even think he was that old. He didn't look it.
Edward died so very early.
Yes, he died young, too young, but
I remember him better than any of them because
I
he was
really
so
miss him.
talkative.
yeah, he was so outgoing.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me. anyway, after we had got big enough to leave home, we just kind of scattered out and didn't keep up with each other for
No,
a while.
a long time.
When I married, we moved to Tuscaloosa. John Daces was the state, and I came home to have Wayne. And I think he just wasn't making anything. You know, you had to pay for apartments and all. It was so expensive. So he quit the state, and we moved to. John Davis's uncle was a doctor, country doctor, and he died. And we moved in the house with his wife. She had a lot of land and cattle and stuff, and so we lived in Midway with her a long time.
Was that big old house? that you
Yeah,
lived
big
in?
old house, yeah.
Oh, I thought
And
that
you
was
know,
wonderful.
Well, it was a beautiful house, but he was real stingy with his money. Dr. George was. He would, the steps, the front steps were rotted. You know, I mean, you could walk up them, but it was dangerous. And after he died, she had the house fixed up, and it was very nice. He left a big safe in one of the bedrooms with just full of money, And Ethel would go, get ready to go somewhere, and she'd go open that safe, and it was just full.
Her own little bank, huh?
And then she ordered, he was, you know, she just wasn't allowed to do anything. And after he died, she ordered a bunch of Cocker Spaniel dogs, and she did a lot of things, which I guess she just wanted to be free to do what she wanted to. And then her children lived in Gulf Shores, so she moved down with them. But he left all that money and wouldn't use it to even fix the house up, and then somebody else enjoyed it. He was a miser.
Well, Carrie, can you think of anything?
Come on, tell us something that's interesting.
Well, I was going to see if you all had any early holiday memories.
Oh, that's a good
What kind
one.
of holidays?
Like
did you
Christmas and
celebrate?
Easter and...
We had Christmas, and of course, you know, we didn't have electricity. We couldn't get electricity, but we made our little decorations for the tree. We always had a tree, and every Christmas we got a doll and a ball. Remember the ball? And let me see, we got fruit, of course. Not a whole lot of toys, but nearly every Christmas it was the same thing. And then, of course, as the years went on, we found out where she kept it, up in the loft. And we played with it before Christmas. We didn't let on that we knew it though. But we did. That's about the only holidays that we celebrated.
Did you cut down your
Yeah.
own tree
Oh yeah.
on your property, I guess?
Oh yeah.
Did you do a Thanksgiving meal or?
You know, I don't remember having Thanksgiving meals. We probably did, but for some reason or other, we may not have celebrated Thanksgiving. Surely we did, but I do remember Christmas. And ball and jacks. We always got a ball with jacks. I was trying to think but it was the same thing every year. It was so exciting.
Oh, no, they did figure out where those portraits ended up.
No.
I wonder if there was
What
a
portrait?
little attic or a little,
If
they could have been
those
hidden, or
people in Mama's family,
or do you think they went down the well?
they probably went in the well.
I need to dig
You
up the
talking about
well.
those mean-looking people hanging on the wall? I don't know. But you know, termites got into the wall before Daddy died, and they ate some of maybe they ate them up. I don't know. But they were bad. But they had nice frames, the best I can remember, didn't
They
they?
were round, or oval,
Round, yeah.
I thought.
They probably well.
Because I asked everybody, you know, if they knew anything about those.
They look too bad. I don't want them hanging in my house. They look too mean.
Who were they of? I don't remember 'em.
I said they were all mean.
Probably Mama's grandparents. I don't know. I don't remember. Well, they may not have been mean, but I guess years ago they just didn't have much to
Look.
smile about.
They
They worked hard, and they just had it rough back then.
You just didn't smile.
No, you didn't from the camera smile.
What about birthdays?
You know, I don't remember celebrating birthdays, do
either.
you? Well, you know, people back then, most people had big families. And, of course, Mom had 5 children, but, we may have, but I don't remember that.
And there were so many.
I know I don't remember birthday cakes or anything. We always had plenty of food, but that's one thing I don't remember is birthday celebrations, and I kind of doubt it. Because you didn't buy a lot of extra stuff back then.
Mm-hmm.
Well, you just didn't have access to money.
Yeah.
It's, I guess it's hard for kids to realize that people used to grow what they had to eat. They didn't go out and buy it. Grow it, eat it for a year, and then grow some more.
You got anything?
But we had a good time.
Mm-hmm. Oh, we did. We played. We had such good times. And,
Met Mary and Ann and
Mhm.
Betty and me and
Aunt Mamie's children
I know.
grew up with us.
Oh, did they live right near you?
They did. And, well, Uncle Jess kind of moved like a gypsy. But he lived around there, close by. And they had one daughter, Leona's age, and one my age, or somewhere about our age. And the one her age got killed in a car
Oh.
wreck when she was young. And they had a son, and he's dead. And I think the younger one's still living. But that family's just gone.
Carlos might be living.
No, Carlos is dead. And you know, that's our first cousin. He was just an alcoholic, but he married a girl up in, I believe, Arkansas.
Mommy,
And she, I think it was a diabetic. She had something wrong with one of her
I'll
legs,
show you.
and
Marble
they took the wrong leg off at the hospital.
Oh, that's
And then, of
terrible.
course, they had to take the other one off. And I think they had a suit. That's probably what he lived on. Never did work for that long. But that was horrible. Of course, she died not long after.
What did great-granddaddy get a pension from? You said
He
he
was
got a...
wounded in service, had a shrapnel in his hip.
What was that about? Which war?
World War One.
They were wounded. World War One.
Baby, Micah, move to the left a little bit. Take the kitty with you. World War One.
World War One.
I'll get a picture of Micah move. There's Micah, and it's Alex, Melissa's cat, who's making herself comfortable. And Micah the troublemaker. Oh, Daddy,
You love that cat, Micah.
Woody, me.
Oh, that cat was crazy.
The cat's not looking like it loves you very much.
It looks like she loves you.
Be very gentle.
Oh.
So great-granddaddy was in World War One,
Just stretch.
and he got wounded. What happened?
A piece of shrapnel hit him in the hip. I mean, it wasn't life or death, but he was bothered with it. I guess off and on.
And he got a pension from it.
Yeah, and I'm sure it wasn't very much, but he did get a pension.
Now, was your great-grandparents in the war too, or was that granddaddy's great-grandparents that were in the one before? You have pictures of it? You know what I'm talking about? What was that?
Rains. They were,
Anyway.
yeah, Granddaddy Rains was in World War One,
Mm-hmm.
but his grandfather was in the war.
Great-granddaddy's
Well, that had to
grandfather?
what, Civil War? What would that have been?
Yes, Civil War.
Well, we wouldn't have.
And his father.
What was he in? What?
Same. The same one.
Oh,
I'm trying to think of their names.
Baby,
Thomas Henry.
Thomas Henry.
Here.
And then,
No, that was Granny Rains, Annie.
oh yeah.
I like that name too. I
and
tried to get her to name Molly Annie.
well, who was Zula's on then?
That is your Granddaddy McCullough's.
Oh, okay, that's not on your side of the family. Okay.
Although your great-grandfather on McCullough's side was in World War One.
Okay. Well, wasn't there a picture on Granddaddy's side of somebody else that was in a war before that? I was thinking there was something else. I may be thinking. I don't know what I'm thinking. Yeah. Well, any other stories you can think of?
Not right now, but probably, but if I could just sit, something new will come every
Yeah.
day, but it was, we had a good time at home.
Yeah, we did.
We did.
We fought and we played.
Like Davis and Molly do.
Well, what was school? Where was your school? Did you have to walk, or how did you get there?
Right now it's on school.
And when,
We rode a bus.
he drove a school bus, didn't he?
I don't know if he was driving. I know we rode a bus. I don't know if he was driving or not, but it was too far to walk.
Was it all in one school, all grades?
It was up to 6th grade.
Yeah.
I think.
It was up to
It was
school.
grammar school. And then we went from Fair Nelson to Lafayette.
Oh, that's where you graduated. I seen the picture. Okay. Were they all in Evergreen? Were they both in Evergreen?
Well, they are, yeah, out from
Okay.
Evergreen, out the country, out toward Maricola.
And did you go to business school, or was that you?
She did.
Where was that?
Mobile.
In Mobile? How long did you go there? What was it? What school was it?
I guess I went a year.
I can't remember, I did know the name of the school, but I can't, no, it wasn't Massey Drone. It was I can't remember
I can't think.
what school it was.
And you did that before you worked at the Air Force base?
Mhm.
What about Granddaddy's family? His brothers?
I was just thinking when you mentioned the war, I don't remember any of them serving in the war, do you?
No.
And I mean, 6 of them?
There were 7 boys, right?
Yeah. And I do not remember
Did
it,
he only one?
to my knowledge. I don't remember anybody else. And if his brothers didn't. Well, Uncle Elmer, did he go?
Uncle,
He
yeah,
went to Panama Canal. I don't know if he was in
I
service or
don't
not.
think you went wrong.
I really don't believe, I don't know how that happened. But I think he was the only one.
He only had brothers?
No, I had 2
No,
sisters.
sisters too.
Oh, okay.
Did you ever get anything on Aunt Myra?
No.
And then his sister was the one that lived near you that you would play with the kids?
No, that was Mama's sister.
Oh, okay.
That was our first cousins.
Granddaddy had Uncle Will,
Mhm.
Uncle Elmer, Uncle John,
Mm-hmm. Floyd.
Chloe, and then Aunt Leah, Aunt Myra.
Mm-hmm.
And then what about great-grandma? How many brothers and sisters
She
did
had there were 6 girls and 2 boys, I believe. Now, the boys were the youngest, weren't they? Yeah.
Mhm.
And Wellman died young. He was killed on the railroad track.
Oh.
And John did too.
No, yeah, John was young, but he was on a fishing trip and he drowned. So did his brother-in-law and his father-in-law. But
All
they
3
both
of them.
died young.
Mm.
Three died.
Terrible.
Same.
And that was great-grandmother's side of the family?
Mhm.
It was her baby brother.
Oh.
And I think about people that had families like that. How in the world did they make a living on a farm? I mean, no money coming in at all. That's 8 people.
They had a house full.
Mm-hmm. Daddy's brothers and sisters were just big old husky people, and Granny Raines, I don't believe she was as big as you. She cooked and cared for all those kids, and probably had them all at home.
Yeah.
Big old boys.
As a little kid.
Do you remember your uncles?
Yeah, all of them.
Only one I remember is Uncle Elmer.
Well, see, Uncle Will lived down the road below Fair Nelson
Just a little piece.
till he died, and Uncle Floyd lived in Mobile. And of course, Uncle Elmer went to Panama Canal to, I guess he was working over there. He lived over there for years.
Mhm.
And Uncle John lived in, not Andalusia, what's the little place?
I can think of it.
Anyway, down toward Andalusia, somewhere over there. And I think they were all bad to drink. I know Uncle John was. And Uncle Floyd.
Uncle John
Oh.
did too.
And then Aunt Lita lived in Monroeville. Aunt Meyer lived in, I don't know if it's Cuba. Cuba, Alabama.
Yeah.
Cuba, Alabama.
Mm-hmm.
Never heard of that.
And that's where her child lived, Ernestine. I don't know who.
I
she
wonder
lived.
if she's still living.
I don't know. But they all live close by, so I remember all of them well.
Anybody else? The minute I shut it off, I'll think of a bunch of other stuff. I can't think of anything right now.
I
Okay.
can't think of anything right now.
Are you
that-
pushing the button?
Everybody had, excuse me, everybody had animals back then, but they didn't use them as pets. They just used them as hunting, you know. Yeah. I mean, nobody petted an animal, and I've seen Mama kick them so hard, it just break my heart. And we had 2 cats. I know Leona's told you about that. One, Peddler and Tinker. Peddler and Tinker were their names. And they used to lay in Mama's dining room. She had double windows, you remember that?
Yes.
And Peddler and Tinker lay in each window. But then if she wanted them out, she just kicked them. I tell you, she was rough on animals. And you just didn't see things like little house pets then. And I guess mostly hunting dogs. And we did have a big collie that was a pet. And our cousin came, spent the day with us, Shelby Jean. And we were out playing and hollering and carrying on like kids will do. And I guess that dog thought she was hurting us, and she bit a plug out of her stomach.
Oh, no.
Oh, Mama liked to kill that dog. She kicked and beat, and oh, it was pitiful. And I you know, it was a bad thing, but the dog thought he was helping us. So we had to get rid of the dog. And then we had a dog named Mac.
Yeah.
You did?
That was a smart, smart dog. Now, we were tiny, we were very, very small. And anyway, I just happened to think about the way pets are treated now and the way they were back then. You just threw a piece of cornbread out the door and that was it. You didn't fix up dog food and do like I do. They just lived on the scraps because there's a lot of good scraps. But I can remember Mama just tossing stuff. Of course, we did have a dog pan. I remember that too. She's tough on the animals.
Granddaddy used to go fox hunting.
Yeah.
He did?
loved
Oh,
the
yours,
fox
with
dog.
who?
My granddaddy.
Rain? Oh,
He didn't
really?
do so much hunting as
Baby,
he
don't
kind
touch
of
that.
socialized.
That's what
There was a Dennis from Evergreen and 2 or 3 people from Evergreen. And Mr. Guy, you know, his love, yeah.
Micah.
And they would just kind of go and listen to the dogs. I don't know what they got out of that, but I guess to get out of the house. But Mama stopped that too.
Well, how would they fox hunt? Would they ride horses?
No, they just go somewhere and I guess turn the dogs loose. Daddy didn't have fox dogs. But they'd go somewhere and meet up and they'd turn the dogs loose and listen to them chase whatever they were chasing. Excuse me. Coos, whatever, I don't know what they were. Fox. And, but that was, I guess, just kind of a sport.
Yeah.
What were you saying for that? Oh.
Oh,
What about your aunts and uncles on grandmama's side? Will you tell us about your uncles? Tell us about your aunts.
we had,
Susie.
Hey.
we had Aunt Fanny, Frances was her name. I guess Leona must have been named her.
Yeah.
Aunt Fanny and Aunt Mamie and Aunt Bet, Susie and Georgia. Is that all? And Mama. There's a lot to talk about that bunch. I don't know whether.
I remember Aunt Georgia and Uncle Hubbard.
Yeah.
They didn't live too far.
No, they didn't. They lived right near. Well, they finally until they moved to Mobile, and they kind of settled in Mobile, and that's where they died. And they've got 2 daughters left. Well, you know Edwina, don't you? He met, yeah. And of course, Aunt Mamie died young too.
Yeah.
You know, Ma Riley died in her 50s.
I know it.
Liver cancer, I think they said.
Liver. Mm-hmm.
I don't think she'd ever had a drink in her life.
I remember at Bet, she lived near Raymond.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah.
One time I went to her house. She had a lot of cats.
Who did?
And everyone used the bathroom in the house. It's bad. Couldn't hardly go in there.
Yeah, one time
It was bad.
what about Aunt Fanny? I never knew
Aunt
her.
Fanny, Aunt Fanny had a bunch of children herself. They lived in Evergreen for years. Uncle Clarence worked for the railroad. Clarence Wells, I don't know if you didn't know him. And I guess he was transferred to Montgomery, so they, years ago. And she died several years ago. Of course, he died earlier. I don't know what he died of. He was a big drinker, too. She had a hard life. People that had a bunch of children, it was hard back then. I can see why they couldn't smile.
Mm-hmm.
Because, you know, Mama said that, I mean, the boys come later, but she said they split rails, and evidently that's a hard job. I've always heard it was. And they did everything that the men would have been doing. And it was tough, I'm sure, on the girls.
Did great-grandma or great-granddad, either one, used to tell you stories about them growing up, or can you remember anything that they would tell you about their family?
You know, I don't remember. If they did, we were so young, I don't remember it. And then after we got bigger, I don't remember sitting around talking really much, like people do now.
Mm-hmm.
It was just kind of work and work. You know, you just had to work so hard. It wasn't like it wasn't an 8 to 5 job.
Where did you all stay when you all lived in the same house? I know when we would spend the night, there was the extra room up front. Was that always there that we would stay in?
Yeah, it was there.
Did you all share a room, or?
Well, see, before the living room we called it.
Yeah.
We had beds in there.
Oh.
Years ago, it was 2 beds. Because we didn't have heat back then. Anything with a fireplace. Excuse me. And I can remember when we were little, when I was born. I don't remember when I was born, but anyway, when Mama slept with Leona and I slept with Daddy. You know, they had to keep us covered. But back then there was 2 beds in that living room. So we must have had 1, 2, 3. We must have had about 7 beds.
There was 2. Was there 2 bedrooms or 3
Yeah.
bedrooms?
2. Well, see, there's 2 little bedrooms on the back.
Mhm.
Do you remember? And then 1 on the front.
Yeah, I remember the one in the front because it had an outside door to get into it, didn't
Yeah.
it?
But after, I guess after some of the kids left home, they made the living room the den or whatever. But I can remember years ago, I mean, we were little. Do you remember every year we'd have to clean the house, like pour scalding water on the walls and take all the mattresses out and sun them all day and scrub the floors and,
Spring cleaning.
yeah. But I mean, it was necessary. It wasn't just by choice.
Yeah.
After the winter.
Yeah. But you didn't have paint on the walls, and you had to clean it up. I guess to keep from having bugs and things like that.
Yeah.
Y'all leaving?
Oh, y'all leaving?
Yeah. Well, you can go ahead and give hugs still.
I don't want my big hand on the
Why not?
That was I think Monday morning was the wash day, the best I can remember.
Mm-hmm.
If the weather was,
Unless it was raining.
yeah. And then I don't know what, it seemed like it was every day of the week that they might have had something planned. I don't remember.
Did they ever freeze on the line, or just?
Oh, yes. They'd freeze on the line, and it was just impossible to bring them inside, wasn't where to have them.
Right.
And maybe rain for days out there, get the lines full. But they would eventually dry.
Yeah.
But I tell you, that washing laundry back then was a chore.
I'm
It was
sure.
hard work.
I'm sure Grandmama got a washer as soon as
She got I know the first one she could get. But now, well, she did have a wringer washer, didn't she, Leon?
She was,
I know she had a wringer washer, because
Yeah.
that's all you could get. Didn't have electricity out there.
Huh.
And I know she got the first wringer washer to come out, which was a help, big help. So, and you know, well, she had, what, 5 kids, 7 in all, 7 in the family. And so many people had so many more kids to wash for.
yeah.
And iron, I don't know what day the ironing was, but it took all day.
I'm sure it did.
Because I think, the best I can remember, people used to iron sheets and the pillowcases.
Yeah, there wasn't
And
any
Mom
permanent
would
clothes.
iron men's clothes
Mm-hmm.
and handkerchiefs things.
Yeah. But it wasn't easy.
Tell us about the cotton bags that you all had that other people would fill.
Oh, and I tell you what, I hated the field work so bad. But she made us the prettiest little cotton sacks. And, not embroidery, what did I tell you? You don't call it embroidery.
Crocheted.
No. What do you do on towels? Put the name on towels.
Embroidered? Oh, wait a minute.
On bags and things. Got a middle block.
I know what you're talking about.
Not
Okay.
cross stitch.
Well, anyway, she had our initials right where the little strap was
Yeah.
attached to the cotton sack. And she made us the cutest little bonnets. I don't know why in the world we didn't save them.
I knew
Because you know, people were smart in the country. They didn't go out in the sun and cook and bake. And you covered up, which is the right thing to do now. And but anyway, she made the little bonnets and put our initials on the bonnet. Monogram. is what I'm
Yeah,
trying to
okay,
say.
okay.
But she did it with her machine. And I just wish we had saved those little bonnets and cotton sacks.
Yeah.
Well, I think Granny said before that you all would play all day and the other people that had been picking would put cotton in your
I
bag.
wouldn't doubt that.
So it would look like you all had been working.
I wouldn't doubt that. And you know, it took so much cotton to, I guess Daddy paid us, I don't know, what was it, pound, nickel or something?
I don't
We had a
know.
lot of cotton to make a pound.
That's
And of
it.
course, he'd pay us, and it wasn't much, but we worked so hard to try to get a little sack full of cotton. Oh, goodness, it was hard work.
We
Daddy always laughed. He said, "Oh, for goodness sakes, that y'all didn't work long enough to even." He just make light of us when we tell him how bad it was and tell people we had to work in the field. But we worked enough in the field that I got a good taste of it, and I didn't want more. And Uncle Jess had a little farm joining us. I think it was over toward. I think they lived in an old house that where Dorothy's was built.
Mm-hmm.
And then we would swap out work, like he would help us hoe cotton, hoe peanuts, and then we'd help him, remember?
Mm-hmm.
But we'd have a good time because Mary and Ann were in the field with us. We'd just play, and I just pray for rain to come so we could go home. I was so excited if a little cloud come up. But we swapped out work. Of course, that wasn't big farming, but it's the way you made your living. Didn't make a whole lot of money. That pulling corn was it. That just
That ruined
the
me.
old drive
That
train.
ruined me. One day, let me catch the corn, you know.
Yeah.
And I caught it, and he never did.
But he did let you drive the tractor.
Yeah.
And that was degrading for me to be behind it. And that corn would sting you. Ooh, there's nothing that would sting you worse than corn in the field.
It never
Because
occurred
it was
to me
dry.
Yeah.
And it would just sting you so bad. Of course, we had the long sleeve shirts on, and
What do you mean, cut you? What do you mean?
yeah,
sting?
the blades of the corn.
Oh.
It stings and cuts, yeah. But,
Getting some, Granny.
anyway, that I didn't like the corn business. That was,
We also got,
and then we'd take that corn to the mill and have it ground up, and that was so exciting if they let us go to the corn mill. You know, they sold candy and chewing gum and
Oh.
stuff down there, and which you didn't see much of then. Now, sometime Daddy would let us go to the mill with him, and it was I guess you called it a grist mill, one with the wheel,
yeah,
and it was on the water, and we'd stay out there and play, and it was so exciting. Now, that was a big thing to get to go to
it
corn mill.
was,
And we'd
it was a lot.
take our cotton money and buy some candy.
We probably paid time to gotten,
Take the cornmeal home, and that's what I said, you always have food, 'cause you had your meal around. You grew everything you ate. And you banked your sweet potatoes for a year. And I didn't appreciate how good sweet potatoes were back then. It'd be nice to go out and pull out some now. But it was just, it was growing to do without.
I
Of course,
remember those big dinners that Grandma used to fix every day. And Uncle Aubrey and Jerry would come in from the field and eat. And
Right.
she just cooked tons of food.
I know it.
no, she liked to cook. I was fixing to cook something
Your
else.
mama loved to cook.
I didn't inherit that.
Me either.
I tell you,
Hmm?
I didn't inherit that. Loving to cook, that's for sure.
She really helped him out a lot. I can remember being down there when he would bring 5 and 6 farm hands out to eat, and she'd feed them. And to my knowledge, he never brought her anything to cook. But she was good to them, very good. I was fixing to tell you something else, but I wasn't much to it. But that's all right, I can't remember it. I got such a short memory.
You talk about banking sweet potatoes.
Yeah,
Yeah.
well, I got through with that, but there was something else. Of course, now kids, and they slaughtered the hogs and cut them up, and we just had the best time when just watching all this being done. It was so exciting. We had somebody to play with, and
You gotta be able to hear.
it was an all-day
Oh, I didn't
job.
think
And
about
they
it.
used to have-
Happened once a year.
Well, I don't remember.
No.
Probably more than once a year. They're killing hogs. When they kill the hogs.
Yeah,
I don't know if it's more than once a year, probably. I would think
once
so.
a year.
We made sausage and hung those sausage in the smokehouse and
And-
dried them. You go in there and cut your sausage and fry it. Hams and your bacon, and of course if you wanted chicken, you just run him down in the yard and killed him.
I can remember
I can
that,
remember
too.
Mama cooking chicken if she had company on Sunday morning, or if she had company at all. That's what we had was chicken, fried chicken. I told you about the time that I had seen Mama wring a chicken's neck so easy, and I wanted to do it so bad. All right, I'm gonna let you do it. And I took that chicken up and round and round, and what I didn't do, I didn't clamp my thumb down on it. And I wrung it and put him down, he ran off. Oh, no!
Oh, baby.
But I never tried anymore, I didn't have the heart to do it. But I didn't realize you had to clamp the necks to break them.
Mhm.
I remember seeing somebody do that
Yeah,
when I was little.
yeah. But I won't ever forget the smell of chicken. You know, she wrung the neck, and then you had to scald, and then it smells like chicken soup or something when you open it now. I mean, when you open the soup, it smells like that chicken
Mhm.
used to when it's scalded.
And had to pluck them.
You had to pluck them, and you had to be sure all the little feathers were off, and they'd hold them on the fire, I believe, best I can remember, to be sure they were singed off. It was hard work just to flatter chicken.
I remember the chicken house out back. I remember there were chickens
Yeah.
still in the right, if you were facing it on the right hand side. Then there was a section in the middle, and it was old furniture and stuff up in there. And I used to love to get up in there
In the chicken house?
And it
Next
joined
to
the
it.
crib.
Oh.
It joined the crib.
Uh-huh.
Mhm.
But then we were told there might be snakes in there, so we couldn't put it in there anymore.
Well,
So
that's true, yeah. But I just never did like chickens on the yard. I don't know. You know, we all went barefoot. You know what happened? You stepped in chicken nests all the time, and they just nasty old things. And Mama had turkeys, and they were so mean.
Oh,
You
me.
don't remember that?
No,
They
I
were
don't
very
so
remember
good.
mean. They chased us. We were scared of them. But you remember that, don't you? The
Much.
turkeys?
Yeah.
Oh, they were mean. But I just, if I had chickens, they'd have to be in a pen. Because they, and of course, Daddy had hogs and pigs, and they were nasty things too. Although they say they were clean animals, I don't know. But they'd eat the thing you put in that trough. But anything, usually if Daddy got started with chickens or pigs or cows, if he enjoyed it too much, Mom would snap that right there.
I'm telling you, she got rid of that fast.
In the hunting, he was enjoying going to the fox hunting, and she told him she got to where she was scared to stay by herself, and she could have been, I don't know. But I think it was to stop him from that, because he was really enjoying getting out of the house and listening to the fox dogs.
I couldn't stand it.
Mm-mm. But you know, people used to have outdoor toilets, and we had one of the first government toilets in the country.
What's
I'm
the
telling you,
government
we were
toilet?
uptown. The let me see now what WPA, I believe
WPA.
they built them for people.
What's WPA?
I can't remember, but that was a part of the government that built those.
Works Project Administration or Works,
I don't know, but I remember that.
your mama's mother worked for the WP.
Yeah.
Oh, really?
So we had a nice government toilet.
And it was inside, or was
No,
it an outhouse type thing?
we couldn't get running. We didn't have running water
Oh.
at the time. But no, nobody had indoor toilets out in the country.
I remember the outhouse
Mm-hmm.
just a little bit.
Mm-hmm. I tell you, it's young people just can't believe how people had to live then. I mean, it was all right. You survived, and
Well, everybody lived the same way.
that's exactly right.
That's right.
But you wouldn't, and my children, I don't think you could survive. Never make it.
You're probably right.
Once you've had a taste of the good life. Well, see, what you don't have, you don't miss. But it's like you said, everybody had the same thing. Some had a little more than others.
When we killed hogs, men had certain places men would take.
You mean the men would do their part in one place and the women in theirs?
No, not exactly. I'll tell you about it.
All right, when you think about it, tell me.
Think of it.
They
But
have a big trough, put the pig in, they boil water and
All I can remember, how did they kill them in the beginning? All I remember, they cut their throats.
Mhm.
They hung them on something. It was awful. Of course, I was a child. I didn't think so much. I couldn't stand it now. They hung them on something, cut their throats, and then they cut the belly open. But I don't
Yeah.
remember how they got them up on that. They must have shot them or something. Ron, I don't remember.
I just shoot them.
They probably shot them and then hung them on that thing. I remember the neck, and then going down the belly. And then they started cutting out the different parts. There was a lot of dishes.
I know it.
Sausage, and I
when
guess
was
they
a
used
big
every
man.
part of the hog. And even the liver and lights, where they cook those.
And Mama had to save all that, separate all that, fix it to circus had good.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It was a bigger job for the woman than it was the man, really. Because when they got through, they were through it. The women had to take it on inside and finish it up.
Yeah.
And she had a sausage grinder. We stuffed the sausage. And we didn't stuff them in casings like you buy. It was in the, we had to wash the hog entrails
Yeah.
and I stuffed them in that.
That's right.
Now, we didn't do much of that. We were looking on. We were too little to participate in that. But we took it in, didn't we?
Yeah, boy.
Of course, now you could pickle the feet. I guess we used everything but the feet. But now you buy pickled pig feet. And I guess you can just use about every part of it. The brains, I don't think Mama saved the brains, but you can buy brains. I used to buy brains in the can for John Davis and scramble them with eggs.
Oh, is that right?
But I haven't done that in years. That was awful, but I never ate it though, Stephanie.
I think we just had ham for lunch.
What were what they call sweetmeats?
I think that's the light's the liver, I believe.
Sweetmeats.
I don't know.
Maybe it's
Sweet bread.
What?
Sweet bread.
Sweetbread.
Isn't it sweet breads?
I don't know.
I think that's the term I've heard.
The tongue.
The term that I've heard.
Oh.
I don't
Now
know.
tongue, they eat the hog tongue too. Now we didn't, I don't think. But you can buy it. But the sweet breads, I believe, has something to do with the lights or the spleen or something.
Nothing was wasted, I'm sure.
Nothing was wasted. That's true. And
Nothing.
then, of course, they'd take the hide and make cracklings, make crackling bread.
Oh, yeah.
Mom would make crackling bread. We loved it.
I like pig skins, and that same thing. Pig rinds,
Well,
pork
practically,
rinds.
yeah.
Is crackling just smaller pieces of skin?
Yeah, it's just the actual pieces of skin, and you know, you can cut them as small as you want them. But that skin is dried, and it turns to a crackling. I guess you can cut them as big as you want them.
Is that the same thing as pork rinds? Were they fried up like that?
I don't know if pork rinds are actually from the hog, are they?
I think that's skin,
Yeah, rinds.
Yeah, but now they're not as tough as the regular hide was. The best I can remember, because I know right now I can't eat crackling bread. I don't have enough jaw teeth to clamp down on it. It will tear your teeth up, unless they're ground up. Crackling bread is very good, though. Excuse me.
That worn out your voice.
Well, my voice was bad in the beginning, terrible.
Stephanie, got any more questions?
I don't remember when I put the camera up. I don't know. Can you remember anything else about the great-grandparents? Because I don't remember very much. I remember going to great-granddaddy's and everybody playing dominoes in the kitchen, and we weren't allowed to be in there when there was dominoes. But I don't remember much
Well, there
else.
was no, excuse me.
That was your granddaddy and Uncle Edward. That was
It was
their
serious
game.
business where the dominoes were being played. The kids weren't allowed.
Yeah, Edward was an avid domino player.
Keep talking.
Oh. The kids were bored to death down there because there just wasn't much to do. But once they got there, they'd be all right and
Yeah.
find something to do. Elizabeth was talking about the one day last week. They used to go down to Mama's with us on weekends, and she said they'd put on socks and slide across that linoleum, and the grit was toted in, you know.
I remember a cabbage rose pattern in the linoleum.
Uh-huh.
Grandmama's house.
And, you know, after Mama died, I don't know how long after she died, Daddy put that floor covering was just gone. And he put new, excuse me. He put, it looked like, I mean, it looked real pretty. I don't know if you ever saw it or not. It looked like the hardwood, but it was slick. And he broke his hip. He got up with his socks on. And he got a cough drop.
Who was this we're talking about?
Yeah.
Oh.
Oh. No, anyway, what I was going to tell you, Daddy got up to do something. And he had socks on and that new floor, linoleum. And he fell and broke his hip. You remember that, don't you?
I do.
So they brought him to, because you came down.
Mm-hmm.
They brought him to Jackson's hospital. And I guess they put a pin in, didn't they? He went just as crazy. He didn't know
I
anything.
know.
He'd lay there and he'd throw his reel and he'd fish and and then he'd say, "Now, baby, wrap these up in paper." And I finally just, had to figure out what he was talking about. And so we asked the doctor, he wasn't even on medication. I thought maybe drugs was causing it. And the doctor said, well, said he may or may not come out of it.
Uh-huh.
He said it's shock. But he did. He lasted. You came down.
How old was he then?
Oh, gosh, it was after Mama died. He was way up in his 80s.
Yeah.
How old was he when he died?
I don't know.
About 8 or 9, I think.
Oh, he was?
I
Wow.
believe. I've got it in the Bible at home. I can't remember.
I know it was 80 something.
Yeah. But he did come out of it and was fine. I can't remember how many nights. Leona sat up with him, and Harris McKenzie and Irma lived up there, and they sat up with him at night.
Mm-hmm.
But he just really did. He was just nutty. But he got over that, and and I don't remember how long he lived after then.
He didn't last too long after.
But he was
Yeah.
doing well, and we went down for his birthday. I don't know if you were there.
Almost
But he just
there.
didn't feel good. It just felt kind of bad. And Edward put him in the hospital the following week, and that's where he died.
Mm-hmm.
And I was glad he was there when he died, not home alone. Dorothy said, they just gave him something to kill him. I know they did. I said, no, I don't think so. I said, probably it's time to go.
Dorothy
She
could
was a
take
mess.
his breath away.
Just like Mama. Very
Mhm.
much. But Edward was there with him that night, and he said, Daddy asked him, said, now, buddy, said, you sure you got enough cover? And checked with him, and he said, he got so quiet, he got up and checked, and he was dead. He died just that quick. At least he didn't have to suffer. Because he was the only one out of the 4 that died with his good senses. Sean Davis's daddy, well, he didn't know anything. Miss Cobb died with a stroke. She lay there. Mama died I guess it was a stroke. She was in a nursing home 2 years, and the year she died, Miss Cobb had a stroke, and she went in and stayed 2 years. So he just died in sleep with his good mind.
Yeah.
He could just tell you anything.
Anything.
He could put it on
I'm
the
just
back
so
of the
sorry
bag.
that we didn't record all that stuff.
Oh,
didn't we?
I know.
I kept a lot of it together. Stuff you wrote about.
And Melissa said that she and Joe and Mac telling about his time in the service, and I said, I bet you didn't get any of it, Dan. You just don't think, do you?
No.
Did you get any of it?
I have a tape that he did at one of the churches when he was entering, and he told his capture story from World War II, and I have that on tape. Found it.
I didn't know that.
It was in the study.
Well, what do you remember, Mom, about the great-grandparents?
I remember. I don't want to be on camera.
Too bad.
That'll be another time.
No, we're talking about it.
No, let's do it today.
Mom,
Oh, okay.
how often do we have a video? Never. Tell us what you remember.
We look like
We were
a bunch
talking
of
about it the other
nursing
day
home
when we were
people
looking at
here.
pictures.
Me and
Well,
Lucky.
I said a few things, I can't remember a lot.
Well, like when we were talking about pictures, you were saying how great-grandmother wrote on everything, and it was like her, reading the things, just like something she'd say, and...
Right.
Mama.
Mm-hmm.
You know, I think actually the reason Mama did all that, it was she had nothing else to do. Mama didn't have a hobby of any kind, and she'd go to bed early and work crossword puzzles, and I think it was just to have something to do because she had no interest in anything, not a thing. And I think she did this just laying in the bed out of desperation, just
Yeah.
she had stacks and stacks of crossword puzzle books. You just won't believe how many she had. Was there already worked when she died, and that was good too. She didn't have anything to do, but she didn't want to do anything. She didn't want to take any interest in anything, and I think she was kind of bored, and it was just pastime for her. She grabbed the pictures and write on them, and yeah, it is a shame. Of course, I realized that there wasn't much to do out in the country. There was, no clubs or anything, but I don't know. She used to sew. She sewed. She even made men's suits years ago. Her sewing was beautiful.
Do we
But,
have anything left that she's made?
No,
Anybody?
that's a shame.
Mm-hmm.
But we just threw them out.
I remember she made me a couple of dresses.
Do you have them?
I
No.
don't have them.
And
But
basically-
she made me a couple of dresses when I was a little girl, and I had to give one of them to Betsy, and I was so upset. But I can remember one of them had
remember
tiny
that.
little bonnets on it. Just
Do you have a picture of you in it,
no,
maybe?
no. I just remember the fabric. I'm sure that's probably the one I kept. I mean, I don't know why I have that memory, but I just I remember
sometimes-
having
and
to
she
give that
made,
dress up.
when the kids were little. Why'd you do that?
I don't know.
Betsy probably
Had
told
to,
you
I
she
think.
wanted. She made,
Had to share.
when the kids were little, Stephanie, she made little diaper shirts, like you see in Parisians.
Yeah. I
Beautiful, just the little embroidery on
Too bad we
the
don't have
little
some.
batiste, I guess you call it, the little thin material.
Mhm.
Oh, they were just beautiful.
We had a pair of panties to match. Oh boy, I thought that was uptown.
Come on in here, Faye.
No, I'm just telling you. I thought that dress was something else. Uptown. Had the panties, the little legs of the panties were ruffled.
Yeah.
Matched the dress.
Do you remember,
The one that wrote the book, Karen. You know that book?
Oh, yeah.
She's the one that made it for
Genealogy
me.
book.
Yeah.
you remember the time that Mama bought some material? It was kind of paisley, it was beautiful, colorful material, to make me a skirt. And I said, I don't want it. I didn't like it, I thought it was ugly. So she made it for Leona. And then I wanted it. I wanted it so bad, I just thought I would die. I don't think I ever got it.
Oh, yes, so.
Now that was meanness, wasn't it? I just thought that was the ugliest thing, and after she got it made, it was so beautiful.
Oh, man.
But she did some beautiful sewing.
I wish we had
No, and I've got one little diaper shirt that I made. I don't know how I managed to keep it up. I guess Betsy's. But I don't have a thing out of all the pretty things that she made. But she said that she got nervous, and I'm sure she did, probably change her life or something. But she just quit sewing.
Who got the bedspreads that she crushed
Edward. I think she just crocheted
Just
one.
one. I
But,
remember
And see,
hearing
yeah,
about
it
it.
was, it was beautiful. I guess Liz says it.
But to see it, yeah, just to see
It's pretty heavy.
it, I'm sure.
Daddy
And-
was creaking.
And the quilting, do you remember, I know y'all have heard about quilting bees, but I vaguely remember the quilting. When everybody would meet in that bedroom where the two beds are,
Mm-hmm.
and they'd drop that thing to quilt.
Really?
I don't remember who was there or anything about it. There's a lot of neighbors in the country then, but Mom didn't like to mix with anybody anyway, but we did have people quilting there. And you know, even the old quilts, I guess, were destroyed.
They're down the well.
And what? There's just no telling what went that well.
We need to dig up the well, don't we?
It's
Excavation,
probably all rotted, doesn't
I'm
it?
sure.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Man, do your age.
But nobody ever thought you'd want that old stuff again. My mama's old wood stove. Now, I vaguely remember that too, because she got a gas stove just as soon as they come on the market, I'm sure. But she had a home range, they were real good stoves. That was a step up from the regular old stove. And I just don't know, I guess that went in the well.
Where exactly was the well?
The well was directly behind
I
Daddy's
know where it
house.
is.
Go through the garden. Because I remember one time that Aunt Mamie, I was at her house, and Ann and I were leaving, going to my house, and she said, we hadn't even thought about the well. She said, now don't y'all go near that well. And we went straight to it. I sat on the side of the well and hung my feet in. And you know, we'd have never thought of that well. That goes to show you. And I got the worst thing like that. Went directly to it.
How old were you at the time?
Oh, man.
I was old enough to remember it, but evidently not too old. I guess maybe 6, 5, 6.
Oh, okay.
Ain't that old. But the way it sounded like that well, you'd never go to the bottom. I mean, we were always, don't you go near that well. It probably wasn't that deep, I don't know. It seemed deep when we were kids.
I'm sure if it has all the things,
Yeah.
it was deep enough.
Yeah.
It wasn't so beautiful deep.
No, you could see.
Mm-hmm.
See stuff
You
in
can
it.
see the bottom.
We used to drop stuff in it, listen to it fall.
What was the French phrase that Granddaddy used to
Oh
use
yeah, I used
all
to do
the
it to
time?
us.
The what?
It was a French phrase that he'd been in France.
Parlez-vous français? Was that it?
Something to do with the girls.
It was Donna my Kuspita used to say something Kuspita to us
Maybe it was German.
when you would kiss us
Yes, but I
goodnight.
can't remember
That was
exactly.
German, I think. Parlez-vous français, I've heard him say that.
Yeah.
And there was something else. I can't remember.
Give me on.
It was something that sounded like "give me a kiss," but it was
Something
"moi
about give me a little
Kuspita." I
kiss,
remember used to
please.
say it when we were
Come
little.
on, sit in, Frank.
I got some Coke
We
right
just
here.
run it
Right
in.
anyway.
In here and sit.
She's still running that machine.
No, I'm not, I hope.
You can sit here. She won't get you.
No, she's got it on Karen now.
Me too.
I'm just thinking.
But Leona, do you remember when we graduated from a little old lamp, kerosene lamp, to an Aladdin lamp?
What's an Aladdin
I
lamp?
don't know, it was beautiful. I didn't appreciate it then. They were gorgeous. They had a glass bottom with, you couldn't see through it, but it was kind of a pink with flowers in it. And then it had a long, what do you call it? Bulb, not a bulb, a glass
Chimney.
thing, about that long, yeah. And then a shade that come down over it.
Huh.
And that's what Mama called them, Aladdin lamps.
Okay.
And that was so much brighter than the other lamps
Yeah, it was.
to study by.
It was so
I mean, I
nice.
don't know what happened to those. We got electricity, I'm sure, they were gone. But I don't know, there's so many things that we just never think about using again.
They went
that
down
you
the
just
well.
want to have because it belongs to.
Yeah, they went in the well. What anywhere else to put them?
That was the junkyard, huh?
Yeah. Because you really did not have storage. Didn't have storage buildings, as I said, no closets.
Who's playing soccer is down.
She's fixing to play us a tune.
No.
Filming it because she's clearing it off.
For what?
The
So it
camera.
won't be in the camera.
It's already too late.
I know, but still.
What is she going to do?
Nothing, I've been filming over there and I didn't want
Oh, you want to do that way? I got you, I got you. Now let Karen tell something about
I don't,
her
to.
dad.
Yes, Mother.
every time I think of something, I put it in there, but
You gotta have other memories as a child of your grandparents.
I'm sure I do.
How long did y'all live in the little house below Daddy?
Well, John was alive. We stayed there. You know.
We lived there while Daddy went to seminary,
Mm-hmm.
and I went through grades 1 through 4 at Leona School.
Oh, you did?
Yes, I did.
Same school she graduated from?
That's right, she's so smart.
And then we moved up here. But we lived in the little house
Here,
on the weekends
here's your notebook.
when Daddy was home. And then during the week, we went back to Grandmama's house and lived there.
Mm-hmm.
So Granddaddy only came home on the weekends when I was in.
He was in
Seminary?
seminary in New Orleans.
Oh, in New Orleans?
Yes.
I didn't know it was in New Orleans.
I think it was about 300 miles or so.
And he came home every
He
weekend?
came home every Friday night and went back every Sunday night, if I
Yeah.
recall.
Leona,
never knew
do
it
you
was in New
remember?
Orleans.
You might remember Anise Shiros.
Yes,
Yeah.
I remember.
Well, I was looking at Channel 10, the religious station one night, and they said introduce Anise Shiros. I said, well, and that was him because he looks older, but he is a go-getter. He's a good preacher, but he's.
I looked him up on the computer one day.
Did you talk to him?
Who is
No,
this?
no, just on the internet. Just
Yeah. But I said, well, I wish I had some way to let that, if I could see him and ask, I know he remembers going out to Raymond preaching.
Who
I
is
remember
this? I didn't
Mama
hear.
loved him.
And he is,
Mac brought him home from the seminary. He's almost a converted Jew. Is that right?
mm-hmm.
He's an
Yeah.
Arab. What is
Arab, yes.
Arab.
Muslim?
Been Jew.
Arab believer, I don't know
Yeah.
what they call
Muslim.
it.
He
No,
is.
he was
he's,
not Muslim.
Uh,
According to what I read, he
Who is this? What's his name? I didn't hear you.
Anis Sharosh,
Huh.
and he had to go to school
yeah.
in
Oh yeah.
Muslim schools, is what I read on this book.
But I never thought. You never think about people. I'd have never thought of the man anymore till I saw him, and I knew that was him.
Where did you see him? I didn't hear
I
that.
saw him on Channel 10. It's a
Oh.
Christian station where we live. I tell you whose program he was on. I was thumbing through Paul and Jan.
Yeah.
That's what they had him on as a guest, trying to raise money, of course. But
Huh.
he's good. He preached that night, I think.
Daddy brought Gene McIntosh home
Gene
too.
McIntosh.
Who's Gene McIntosh?
He was the preacher from the seminary.
Hmm.
He was so sweet.
Good looking. Yeah, he's a good
Mhm,
looking man.
good looking.
Yeah.
Do you have a picture of? I remember that last name.
And these,
Oh, he was the one that. Okay, I know.
Pictures
We were looking
at
yesterday.
the other
Okay.
day.
Okay.
He was a
Ruth.
chaplain in the Air Force.
I think so.
When he died, he was a chaplain.
Oh.
And it's strange, but Ruth is married now to a man that used to go to church here.
I know. You know, one time we came up here. I came with Gerald
In the
and Dorothy, and we stopped by to see Ruth down there.
Oh, did you?
I didn't see her husband,
Uh-huh.
but anyway, I knew that. Isn't that something?
I thought that was so strange when I first heard it.
mm-hmm.
Is she still living up here?
They live near Chattanooga.
were.
Yeah, that's where she was. I know it was this side of Chattanooga.
She called Mother about 2 or 3 weeks ago.
Oh, did she?
to do. See how she was doing.
They were, she had a big house. I don't know if it'd been remodeled or just always been a big old house, but it was a big house she was in.
She made Christmas stockings for Scott and I when we were little,
Oh.
out of felt. And,
Yeah.
and the band across the top had our names on them in sequence.
Yeah.
And when I got older, Mother took my stockings and took my name off and put Steve's on it.
That was all right.
So
wasn't it?
it's still back here in the drawer.
Mm.
Let me go get it.
You got it back there?
What was Steve's name on it?
Get up here on the couch. I'll swap places with
Well,
you.
I'm in good shape.
You older than I am.
He'll be asleep here in a minute.
Him for sure, won't it?
Life really changes.
Yeah, that's true.
That looks just like ours, the ones you made us, Mom.
Yes, I made you some.
It looks almost identical to the ones you made
This
us.
used to have my name on it.
Oh.
Yeah.
I
But
think
Ruth
ours look
McIntosh
exactly
made
like
those.
that.
Yes, I made them.
She was into crafts and things, wasn't she? I remember she
Yeah.
showed us something.
I mentioned it to her when
Yeah.
she called that day, and she said she made a lot of them that year
Yeah.
for Christmas. She didn't remember, exactly who for, but
She showed us a bunch of stuff she was making that day. Now I could do that. I used to put one up for my dogs every year. But I
I
finally
thought they
quit
were
it.
beautiful, I thought those
They
were
are beautiful.
when I was
If you get that full, you got a good little bit of stuff.
6 or so, and all the sequins and all. I thought that was something else.
Pretty. You sew, don't you, Karen? Well,
Not
maybe you
much.
got Mama's talent. We didn't get it, did we?
I used to sew a lot.
Did we keep anything that you sewed for us?
I don't know. Carrie always liked me to make things for her because nobody else had any like them, and you didn't ever want it because it didn't have a name brand on it.
That was when I was older. But all our old Easter dresses and stuff, did we just give them away?
Probably.
It's a
I
shame,
outgrew
maybe.
them.
Well,
You
if you
don't
keep
think
what you gonna
about it.
keep them for, though, really. They
I
outgrew
don't
them.
think about it.
Yeah. You don't think about the kids wanting them,
Right.
and they probably wouldn't.
I would want them now, but I wouldn't have
I
cared
wish I
then.
had, kits and things. I did keep a few little things with the tongue twirling.
Yeah.
did.
You have some of Geraldine's baton outfits and stuff too in that
She
dress
gave
up
me.
box that we used to dress up in.
Tell you, that's been a long, long time ago.
It has.
Mom, you never finished your story.
Which one?
I don't remember. You were talking and then we got distracted, I
It
think.
was just about the stocking, and I went and got it.
No, we were talking about stories when you were little. You went to wherever it was. What is it called?
Yeah.
If you.
Yeah. And I didn't know Granddaddy went to seminary in New Orleans. I just assumed it was in Alabama. That's why you all were there.
Oh, no.
How long did that last? How long did seminary last?
About 2 years.
Really?